Hi, thanks for joining us this week for Business Connections of San Antonio. I'm Michael Espinoza, and as you know, we're here to help you get better connected in San Antonio. I'm from San Antonio Business Calendar, and I try to make sure that you know all the events that are happening in the business community in San Antonio. And I'm here with my co-hosts, which I'm sure you recognize, Jen and Ernie.
Hi, we're from B.A.S.A, the Business Association of San Antonio. And excuse our noise above. We have a C5 from Kelly going over our heads. So just, hey.
We'll explain why in a minute.
Couldn't get them to clear the airspace this week.
We tried.
You couldn't even pull that off.
I know. Usually we can pull off some good stuff, but that one we couldn't do for sure.
As you can see, we're not in our normal
environment.
That's a good word. Normal environment.
We dumped Game Day Studios and we came out to Traders Village over here on the south side of town. And how cool is it? What a great day to be out here.
It's beautiful out here. It's
awesome
beautiful
day. We got the CORNy Maze in the background.
Yes, no doubt. We are so excited. I'm really hoping to challenge these two to get through the maze, and maybe I can lose them. So that's my goal.
It's the apple shooting contest. I got you in the apple shooting.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That I'm sure you'll see on this podcast at one point to see us shooting apples.
Well, I'm anxious to ask you about the big event this week. We talk about past events at the beginning, and it was a big one. It was
a big one. We were so excited on Monday to be out at Silverhorn Golf Course with the B.A.S.A golf tournament. We had, so many great businesses represented out on the course, willing to take first and second and third places. So that was kind of fun. The battle began.
Right, and then we had the networking beyond that, which was we had people coming out for lunch. So we probably had 100 plus out there, I would say.
Definitely. We had 100 golfers.
Great turnout. Great turnout. Beautiful day.
We did get lucky on the weather. We packed people in there. Gave a lot to the Northeast clothes closet.
Yes.
Right. So
yes.
A lot of things happened that worked really, really well out there. So it was really a great event, and it was great. It was well attended. We think everybody we got a lot of positive feedback on it. So a lot of fun, and always a great time for us. And then we were exhausted, right?
Absolutely.
One question. What
Sure.
was the strangest thing or anything that happened that you just wow for the day? Anything?
The coyotes that were wandering around the fairway.
Yeah,
that was pretty crazy.
That's what
right?
I was hoping you were going to say.
Other than coyotes.
Other than some of the most hideous looking golf swings you'll ever see, I think it was the coyotes.
We knew that would happen.
But it wasn't just coyotes. We had turtles, and we had.
It was quite a zoo.
Yeah, it really was. And we also had the deer that wanted to come play with us.
Yeah.
And there was just. No matter what time of day or what cart you were in, there was a new friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Had one of our whole sponsors call me about midway through. He was at a Gap in Golfers. He said, "Hey, Ernie, I hadn't seen anybody out here in about 20 minutes." I was like, "Hey, I'll check and see what's going on if we got a hold up or anything." Don't worry, there's this family of coyotes. I'm having fun watching them. All right.
Well, so we had to check on him often to make sure the coyotes didn't have fun with him.
Yeah.
But no, it was really a good time, and I think the weather just took it to a whole new level of just making it an amazing day. But kudos to Stretch Zone, who won the tournament. And then Fast Aid Urgent Care came in second. And then we had 3 of our singles that just signed up individually that took third place.
Wow.
So they had never even golfed together.
Right.
Came out, kicked butt, and ended up placing. So very excited. And then also I'm going to go ahead and plug these guys. A big thank you to our top sponsors, which was Stretch Zone, ironically. And we had Prestige, Complete Care, and I know I'm missing someone, and I don't mean to.
Well, we could go through a pretty long list here.
I know we do have a long list.
Yeah, we did. We had
Absolutely.
Amagy, we had Bright Smile out there. We had
South Texas
Gym
Spine
Guys.
and Surgical Hospital, Gym Guys, all these folks that really made this tournament happen, and we're so grateful for them being able to do that. So I know we're not mentioning all of them.
Video work of Game Day, they've got to check that out.
Yeah, they came up with a great piece.
Well, the video work was amazing, but also I was really excited about their sponsorship. So they did a press conference of all of our players. And how hilarious was it to hear them talk? I can't wait to hear all the video on it. I'm sure it's going to be cut and pasted into
We'll make sure and
this
post it.
podcast.
We'll make sure and post it so
Yeah.
everyone can take a look at it.
Well, the
No
other
doubt.
and the other thing that we need to mention is that Jadon and Ryan and the staff out there
Yeah.
at Silverhorn, the course was in great shape. Everything ran smoothly, which is so important. We got started on time. We got finished on time because everybody's got a schedule that they've got to deal with. And they just had everything set up really well and did a good job of organizing the whole thing.
No doubt. No doubt. It really was. It was executed nicely. But, you know, with us being people who connect, those golf tournaments are amazing in connecting the different businesses, whether you're on the course, whether you're sitting there just coming in for the lunch ticket. I mean, we watched a lot of business being done, too, in a fun environment. So we want to make sure that, you know, we continue the connecting as we can go through.
And I'm sure you're busy planning next year's already.
Dates on the calendar, but we're going to play with some of the sponsorships a little bit. So before we put it out to the masses, so
you learn a little something every year. Even though you feel like things went well, we really need to analyze and have a look at it and get some input and some feedback. And there's some things that we'll tweak for next year, just as we did last year to this year. But made big stride over last year because we were right in the middle of all the pandemic last year, and we were able to get so much more done this year.
Absolutely.
So it was
we had
great.
too many rules last year that we didn't have this year. So.
Jen doesn't like rules.
I
Mike,
really don't.
You may not have noticed that. I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah.
Kind of, occasionally. I have noticed that.
Who wants to follow rules? I know I can't be the only person. There is a gray line for a reason. That's all I'm going to say. There's a gray line for a reason.
All right.
But enough about us. What else is going on?
I guess we could just get right into the week's events.
Did you hit
let's
any
get into 'em.
networking events
this
this past week other than golf?
Actually, not just yeah, I did. I did one very interesting. It was for indie hackers or indie businesses. They're starting, but it was interesting because it was a worldwide meetup.
Oh wow!
And I was networking. They had a big session. Well, not big session. A session at the beginning, and then they broke us up into all the business owners to network with each other. And I networked with someone from Turkey, from London, from I'm trying to think of some of the other countries.
Wow.
All over the world. It was really great talking to people all over the world and their business ideas, sharing ideas, and finding out how similar it's still, no matter where you're at, how similar the same problems were brought up. We were talking about the same things. And I was really intrigued by the fact that every one of them I talked to said, wow, we need a calendar like that in our
country.
city.
Yeah, that's
where's the one
awesome.
in London? Where's the one in Turkey? It's like, wow.
You better hire some interpreters.
Yeah, no kidding.
that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
Oh,
that was a
that's
lot of
cool.
fun, and they're going to start doing that regularly. So I bring that up because a lot of you, going to live events is great. We need to keep doing it, but every once in a while, throw in a virtual event like that, and one it's maybe out of the area. So you meet some great people, and you get some new ideas. It's always fun doing that. For sure.
I totally forgot. Speaking of out of the area, we were last night out with the Helotes Chamber, and they had a networking event.
Yes.
We had fun with that too. Got to meet a lot of new people. Got to see a lot of new faces as well as some current ones out there in Helotes.
Right.
But we were out at the, believe it or not, at the Outback Steakhouse on I-10 at Days of Alo, which is one of their members, and they did a sampling spread, which was really cool.
I bet you that was good.
It was. They had 4 or 5 different drinks we got to sample.
Yeah,
They had
the
different
steak.
appetizers and steaks to sample, and they put on a nice little shindig for them.
Yeah, and the Helotes Chambers is really growing.
It really
right now.
is.
A lot of new members that had just signed up last night, and also several visitors that had come across the event. So it was a great opportunity to get out and network in that area.
Yeah, definitely so.
That's great.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Anyway, sorry, I had to go there.
No problem.
Because we never
I'm glad
stopped
you reminded
between
me.
golf to Helotes. We were all over the place.
Yeah,
this
the week's
past
gone
week.
by like that, hasn't
No
it?
doubt. No doubt.
All right, for this week's events, we have the North San Antonio Chamber On October 12th at 7:30, we have Power Networking Breakfast, for their October Power Networking Breakfast. Then we have the Small Business Development Center here on October 12th at 10 o'clock, has recruiting, retention, and interviewing. So those businesses that are looking to expand and need some interviewing tips and some help there, please check it out, October 12th at 10 o'clock. Then we have the Texas Tri-County Chamber of Commerce on October 12th at 11:30. They have their October luncheon. That's a regular monthly event for them. And then we have the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce on October 12th at 3 p.m. We have Leadership San Antonio class info session. So those of you that are interested in maybe doing their Leadership San Antonio class, you may want to check that out. And then we've got NABO San Antonio. They've on October 12th at 5:30, they have their cocktail and connections. That's their monthly networking event. Alamo Ranch 151 Business Association, they have their Let's Meet at the Parking Lot networking event. That's at 8 a.m. on the 13th. Then we have the North San Antonio Chamber on October 13th at 11 o'clock. We have their CFO Forum, Business Succession and Business Liquidity event. And we've got the Greater New Braunfels Chamber of Commerce on October 14th at 11:30 a.m. Marketing Planning Workshop. So on October 15th at 5 o'clock, we have the Hispanic Contractors Association is having their golf tournament. They've been having that for 22 years. And next we have the Urban Land Institute. They're having on October 16th at 8 o'clock, they're having an SA trail tour. So it's kind of a networking event. You're going to ride bikes together, and that sounds like a fun event, especially with the weather going on like it is. And that wraps up our events for this week. Ernie, now you have something to share with us.
Well, yeah, we're trying to get back to one of the features that we started this with, and I've been out talking to people at our networking events, different organizations that where I've been, some B.A.S.A events, some Helotus events, and so we're going to bring in some of our members and some interviews that we did, and they're going to talk about networking, different styles of networking, what they look for when they go to some events.
Awesome.
That's why you need to invite us to your events.
That's true. We'll come.
We do. We interview and we throw you into the
and
podcast.
If you don't invite us, we'll eventually invite ourselves, so you might as well just get it over with right now.
Absolutely. Ernie's always up for some networking and some good food.
All right, let's take a look.
We're here with Rose Stewart, Bold Networking Group, and she's going to tell us a little bit about how this group came about.
Well, I heard about Bold Networking Group on, I think it was event.com.
Uh-huh.
And the meeting was going to be held in New Braunfels.
Okay.
So I went to one, and I liked it. I liked it a lot because it's one industry per category. So it's only one realtor, one loan officer. So I said, you know what, I like this. I started planning when I was going to have my first one, and I went around to several restaurants talking to the general manager so I could get a room for us to meet at. So I came here. I found out about this restaurant.
And here is where? Tell them where we are right now.
So I found out about Palenque Grill La Cantera. And I came over and I spoke with Jose, he's the GM here at Palenque Grill La Cantera. And he did not even hesitate. He told me, yes, we can do it.
Tell us a little bit about your format and the way you guys network.
The way we do it, in the mornings when we first get here, what we do, we just we just hand out business cards, and then we go around and everybody introduce themselves. It's called the 60-second presenter. Mm-hmm. So everyone go around and introduce themselves. After that, then we have training material, and Jay is the manager.
Okay.
He's the training manager. So he's the one that brings all the material. So we want to include everyone that's in the group by letting everyone read a portion of the training material. Mm-hmm. That way, when you read it, you kind of absorb it more. Mm-hmm. So then after everyone around the room reads their part of the training material, then we discuss it amongst everybody that's here at the group. And then after that, then that's when we do the 10-minute presenter. and we have a different one every week. So at the end, we go around and everybody say what they're grateful for, and that's a part that I really love. You know, I mean, I really love that part.
The first time I saw that was a neat component.
I know. So everybody is really, they get up excited when you ask them that. So that I love that part. That's like my favorite part.
Yeah. How do people find out about you?
I have it on event.com. I have it on alignable.com, my Facebook page, and this people in general. That's it.
In your opinion, what makes a good networking event?
You know, it can be different for everybody, and everybody's wants, needs are different depending on where they're at in their business, the type of business. Obviously, there's a lot of inputs that go into whether or not you see something being a success. For me, and what I wrote down today as part of the questions that we had was, walking away with either, number one, everyone wants to leave with a hot lead, right? Someone that they can call afterwards and say, hey, remember we talked about this thing that you thought you might need? Can I help you with that? And maybe they do need something right away, right? You're at the right point, the right time. Also having just a potential referral source, right, that you could nurture in that relationship. So you nurture that relationship and actually have referrals coming in from that person. On the flip side of that, I'm the type of person that likes to connect people. So if I can see something that, hey, they could use this service, or me personally, I could use, them or know someone who could, I like making that connection where I can. I think if people put a little more effort into that more often, it would be better for everyone.
All right, welcome back. We've got a special guest with us out here this afternoon, Brian Billeck, who is the marketing manager out here at Traders Village. Brian, first of all, thanks for having us out here.
Oh, this is great. I love doing stuff like this.
It's awesome in the background. Tell us about what we're looking at in the background right now.
In the background, you see the 10-acre corn maze. So it is literally just 10 acres of nothing but corn, but inside I have 3 different mazes in there for you to navigate. One specifically designed for little kids, because I want little kids to be empowered. A lot of the mazes around San Antonio and even in Texas, little kids just don't have the patience to wander through a 30-minute course. So I designed a maze specifically for little kids so they can navigate. We tell the parents, let the little ones lead. You can't get lost in this, although some parents find a way to do it.
That would be me.
And there's a game in there for them to play. So there's a little game in there where they have to look for little checkpoints and do an etching of a coin that's on the checkpoint. And then they come out, and it's called B.A.S.A. And each coin has a different dance of a bee. And so they have to come out and look at the board and see what dance it is, and then they have to do the dance.
Oh, fun. No,
We try to make the parents do the dance, but yeah.
Yeah, they'll always be the one parent. But you know what? I'm a little bit disappointed, Brian. I am not seeing Cornelius. I knew he would be a part of our podcast today.
We'll be able to interview Cornelius.
Okay,
He's here.
I was
He's
expecting that.
He's inspecting the corn maze right now.
Ah, okay.
It's a daily task. You have to go in there and make sure everything's working well, making sure the corn's up and everything's green and there's no aphids or anything like that. So, Cornelius is in there checking everything out.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I've been watching him and following him on social media. He is quite the entertainment. Have you seen him?
I have not.
You're missing out, I tell you.
Right.
Cornelius is a treat.
He is. He's a treat. You're gonna have to start following him.
Right.
It's like B.A.S.A Jen. He has his own following.
Yeah, well, I've got my hands full with B.A.S.A.
Yes, there you go.
Adding one more. Brian, tell us how long will the corn maze be open?
So the corn maze is open weekends in October and November. So every weekend in October and November, the corn maze is open. Saturdays 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. When you come in, it's only $9.99 for adults. And then $14.99 will also get you a combo pass so that you can ride the 11 theme park rides that we have inside Traders Village, which is about a $7 savings otherwise.
Nice.
So we want you to come in and have fun and do it at a fun price. We have a petting zoo here that's part of the admission, inflatable slide, activities, huge pumpkin patch, hay bales, lots of photo opportunities. So we just want to make it a fun day for everybody. We want to make it inexpensive for families to come in and enjoy it.
And don't forget Ernie's favorite. He likes to shoot apples. So you have an apple shooter.
We have an apple cannon. We try. It's technically a corn cannon, but we found the projectile is just a little too much. So we shoot apples now, and
Nice.
It's very fun and it's very frustrating because you want to hit the targets, and it's not necessarily a rocket science, and so Sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't, but it's very addicting.
Sure.
I bet.
Sure.
And you know what? Congratulations to you. If I'm not mistaken, you are numero uno with the flea markets in San Antonio through Current Magazine. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yes.
San Antonio Current, 6 years running, we're the #1 flea market in San
Way
Antonio.
to go. Congratulations. I just saw that
Oh,
not too long
thank you,
ago.
viewers. Thank you, San Antonio Current readers. It's really not us. It's you. It's you. It's definitely all you.
No, it's actually you and your creativity out here. The stuff that you do from the sunflower, March when we were out here before to this. I mean, amazing.
This place is fun. Traders Village is interesting, and the one reason I like it out here is because it's a unique opportunity for me as a marketer, because it's not just a flea market to me. There's so many things that you can do here, and what I like to do is find ways to make it more fun for families. So I think Traders Village, the way I look at it, is a place where you can where memories are made, but you can also create traditions out here. The Corn Maze is a good example of that. I have families that have been coming to the Corn Maze here since we've opened 4 years ago.
Nice.
And now we start a new tradition with the sunflower field that you mentioned earlier. Then plus other events that we have at Traders Village. It just makes it a destination more than just going to the mall or going to a flea market and just trying to find whatever we're trying to find. It's more of an outing. And I'm not just a marketing manager for Traders Village, I'm also a client. So
wonderful.
I used to come out here long before I got the gig with my kids, and we had a blast. So to be on this side and creating that memory for other families is really cool.
Well, I know when we were out here with the sunflower maze, we got to see there was a young couple that got engaged, and
Sunflower field was fun.
we had a blast.
I had 5 proposals.
Nice.
2 bachelorette parties. 2 birthdays celebrated of 2 women were over the age of 90. Then we had a few birthday parties and everything, and one proposal I actually got to direct, because the guy told me he was the one that actually called ahead of time and asked if he could do it, and I said, well, great, that's wonderful, how are you going to do it? And he goes, well, I'm just going to walk around, and then eventually I'm just going to kind of get on a knee and ask her. And I went, that sucks. I said, really, that's your plan? You can't do that. I said, dude, you're asking her to marry you, to be with you for the rest of your life, and you're just going to drop down, get on a knee, and say, will you? I'm like, no. I said, I'll let you come in, but you got to come up with a better idea. So he literally hung up the phone, and he called back about a week later, and he goes, okay, I got it. I said, all right, fine. What's your idea? So my girlfriend really likes cupcakes. So I'm going to get cupcakes and put little arrows on them. And then I'm going to get ahead of her, and then I'm going to lay some cupcakes down with the arrows leading to where I am and make her turn a corner, and then I'll be there. I went, so let me get this straight. Your idea is to bring cupcakes with frosting in 98-degree weather, put them on the ground where ants are, have her pick them up, hold 7 cupcakes in her hand, and then you're going to ask her to marry you with 7 cupcakes in her hand. It's like, okay, I didn't think that one all the way through.
Is this a young guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did she actually say yes?
So I directed it. So I said, look, I said, give me a little bit. So on the drive home from Traders to my house is about a 30-minute gig. So on the drive home, I thought of how to do this. I called the kid. I said, all right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go I said, you're going to come out after we're closed. And you're going to make it look like you're the man. You're the guy, because you shut down the place and you got this private tour of the market. So
there you go.
You're already cool.
That's it.
So you're going to do that, and you're going to tell her that. Then you're going to come in. I'm going to show you our picture frame that's in the center of the market. You both go over to the picture frame, take a photo, then take her into the sunflower field and take some photos. When you come back, I'm going to put an envelope on the back of the picture frame. So on your trek back, you say, oh, hey, honey, let me just get a picture of you. So she's going to go behind the picture frame, and then she's going to see an envelope with her name on it. When she opens the envelope, she's going to pull out a little card, and when she opens the card, it's going to say, will you? And then when she wonders what the heck that means, that's when you drop down in front of her and ask her to marry you.
Aww.
And so kid actually did it just perfectly. Went in. The only thing that got screwed up was he went in, and then I'm sitting there going,
where's the cupcakes?
Where's
He was
the kid?
looking for the cupcakes.
Where's the kid at? I was like, where they at? And he came. They finally come back out. She goes behind, does it just
Right.
as I instructed, and she looked up and she goes, "Will you what?" And that's when he dropped down.
Aww.
It was a nice moment. And I had a camera hidden, so I wasn't there, but I filmed it because he didn't have anybody filming it either, and that's one of those you want to keep.
Right,
So I
absolutely.
filmed it for him and everything, unbeknownst to them. And then as we're walking out, I was like, "Dude, where were you? Did you get lost in there?" He goes, "I was scared." I was like, "You were scared?" He goes, "Yeah, I knew if I came back that I was going to have to do it. I was just kind of worried
He was
about it."
hyping himself
Yeah,
up and
he was like,
preparing for it.
"You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it."
Aw, that's
I was like,
awesome.
"That's so funny."
Those are
I
great.
told her, I was like, I said, the hard part for guys is, I said, that's why guys don't care about the wedding part. We've already done the hard part. Guys, we worry about
Oh,
the
give me
proposal.
a break with this, guys.
Yeah, we worry
Oh,
about the
whatever.
proposal. Once we get the proposal, we already got you. We already know.
Oh,
So
yeah, here we go.
So should we put your contact information up on the screen in case anybody wants to call you for relationship?
yeah,
counseling, that
it's
kind of
another
thing?
thing
There
of
you
mine.
go.
That? All right.
And then she goes, "Well, what'd you do for your marriage proposal?" I went, "Oh, that's way out of your pay grade what I did." You don't want to know what I did. I rearranged marketing for a movie and everything. That's way out of your pay grade.
Aw,
But
bless
anyway,
his heart. Well, that is
it was,
so cool.
It was fun, and and now the one thing that I loved about this, and not just the sunflower field, because I got to invite. The whole idea of the sunflower field, and we're getting off track with the corn maze, but the whole idea of the sunflower field was I got it from watching a picture of my son Damon at a sarcoma event. So sarcoma cancer is often laden with, associated with sunflowers.
Right.
And I saw an event where there were sunflowers behind him, and I was just wondering, I wonder if I could do that out there. So I started doing all the research and found out we could. It was right after I had just finished wrapping up the corn maze is where I got the idea from last year.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that's cool is that there's so many things that we can do with the corn maze, and so many things that I can do that I would never have that opportunity. And by doing that, I mean like touching families and everything. And
Absolutely.
I during the sunflower field, I invited mothers, Firefly group, and Jackson Frog. They all came out here. Mothers who had lost their children to cancers. Invited them all after hours. The other day, and I only say it because it's neat. I don't say it to toot our own horn because that's not why I do it. Over the weekend, a woman gave me a call and she asked how much it would cost to bring her son in because after hours because her son has an autoimmune deficiency.
Aww.
And he can't come when they're
Others.
doing this. And he saw a corn maze. He called it a haunted maze, but he saw it on YouTube or something like that. And it was his birthday this past Wednesday. So I said, you guys just come. I said, it's my day off. So I said, y'all just come, bring your family, whoever you want. And so they came out here Wednesday evening, and the kid it was the most fulfilling thing. If I don't do anything else with the corn maze, the chance that I got to do with that one little boy, because he was just grinning ear to ear, and some of the family had never seen him because he has an autoimmune deficiency. So that means he can't go outside, he can't go to stores, he has to pretty much
Stay at home.
stay within his house, or and right now he can't even go to hospitals. So he hasn't seen some of the other family members. So for him, it was an opportunity to see people that he'd never seen and meet. And if we do nothing else with the corn maze, just the fact that we were able to do that for this family was absolutely amazing and fulfilling. And that's what I mean when we say this corn maze, because it's something that you can create and memories that you can take home with you, and it really is fun to go through if you've never been through a corn maze.
No, you do amazing things. I mean, I'm sorry with Damon, but you've just taken that to a whole new level, you and your son at that point, with the education and information and the word that you've put out. And still every day you intrigue me more and more based on how you touch this community above and beyond Traders Village, and thank you for that.
It's if you ever get in positions that you can do something for other people, do it. Don't let everybody know you're doing it. And I even feel weird saying that we're doing it because it's not really why we do it.
It's a great story.
Not why I do it.
Right.
More to just touch that. There's such a unique opportunity with this, And and it's fun because you see, every weekend when we have families come in here, you see them break up, and the one thing that we created was this circle in the middle of the maze. So all mazes, there's 3 different mazes in there, one for the little kids, and then there's 2 other mazes that have varying challenge levels. But all mazes converge into the center point of the maze. So you go in, you come out, you go in, you come out, and so it creates this community of everybody coming in. So instead of it being one entrance and then you leave here, and this way everybody's crossing over, and you see that when people come in from one maze, like, how was it? Did you get lost? Oh yeah, I got lost. And you create this little community within the community of just the corn maze community.
Right.
And they go back and forth, and you see families, oh, would you take a photo of us? And it's unique that we're able to do that, and that's why I created that little center, so all points converge in one, because as people, sometimes you have to force people to talk to each other.
Right.
Because it's just not our natural state.
Right.
It's mine, but it's not,
Well,
it's not our natural
We
state.
talk about it all the time.
Yeah, no doubt. And isn't it also, I think you're like the only one in San Antonio, right? I know there's some around us.
There are some around San Antonio. We're the
Okay.
only one within San Antonio city limits.
Okay.
We're the first and only, and we're the largest in South Texas. Our
Okay.
maze actually covers a full 10 acres. So it's the largest in South Texas. There's only 2 other ones that are even larger in Texas. But we're one of the biggest ones. And
Awesome.
we just had the opportunity. When I first got here, they interviewed me, and the general manager, Rudy Escamilla, was showing me around the market, and he was like, oh, we own all that property, we own all this. And there was actually a cornfield here, because we actually do just grow corn here normally. And I said, wow, y'all ever thought of doing a corn maze? And he goes, oh, no, we don't know how to do any of that. So when they hired me, the first thing I said was, we're doing a corn maze. He goes, do you know how? And I went, no, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It can't be that hard.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you have a green thumb. I think we need
Yeah.
to bring him into our homes and have him grow.
Oh, no, I have a farmer do
plants
this.
and
You got all kind of new
vegetables.
My
stuff
house,
going out
my
there.
house doesn't look anything green like that. only the
gonna
fake plants
say.
look that nice.
I was saying, when we came out and saw sunflowers, they were
we go.
gorgeous. Now we've got
Yep.
corn going on. I mean,
Well, you do
just
have
got
to
the
become
green
a farmer,
thumb.
because people will start asking you about the,
Right.
especially the sunflowers. I didn't know anything about sunflowers, and then everybody started asking me all these questions.
Right.
So then I had to learn all about sunflowers, the life cycle, the different types of
Yeah.
them, this. So because if you're going to be the marketing guy that comes out here, I want to at least know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then every once in a while, people will try to come out, and you'll see a couple people grab a couple ears of corn. I'm like, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yeah.
This is so just so you know, this is not corn you take home.
It's not
You
for
don't
dinner.
want to cook this. The corn that we grow out here is production corn.
Gotcha.
So it's a harder, denser corn. It's not the sweet corn that you get at HEB. It's certainly not anything you want to eat. This type of corn is ground up. It's used for cornmeal. It's used for cattle feed, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, don't take the.
So we
corn
just
home.
come let our cows loose.
Yeah, there you go. That'll
there
work
you go.
fine.
There you go. Well, the last thing I want to talk about here for sure, I'm going to take it to the village. We were out here with the dinosaur guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
how
I think
amazing is that?
I think Brian touched on that a little bit. This is not
Exactly.
There's so much more here than what necessarily people realize.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
we have a
such an
dinosaur
educational
museum
tool.
from Dinosaur George has a full fossil museum here on the
Right.
market. So there's more than just a flea market, and there's more than just the corn maze. Although, if we have time, Cornelius can tell you a little bit about the
I
corn
can't
maze.
wait.
But yeah, Ernie's like, I don't know.
Ernie's like,
I'm gonna know now.
what is Jen setting me up for? I know. Well, we appreciate you for sure. And thanks for joining us and letting us come out here and hang out with you and the C5s and the trains. And we're waiting for the automobiles to go by, and we'll be
Planes,
ready to
trains,
go.
and automobiles, that's the way it works out
Absolutely.
here.
There we go. Well, we appreciate what you're doing for the community, and we thank you for having us out.
And you guys are great. Otherwise, half the people in San Antonio wouldn't know what's going on with what you guys do. So it's
Oh,
wonderful.
thank you. Thank you so much.
That was a great interview, guys. That was great.
Isn't he great? Brian does so many cool things.
Yes,
I'm
and
excited.
there's so much going on out here that people don't necessarily know about, and that was what struck me the first time I came out here.
No doubt. And also, that just gave us a reason to talk to him for hours. Us marketing people, we talk a lot. So
So as far as events, what's coming up for you guys?
Main event coming up this Tuesday at 7:30.
7:30 at the location on 281 and 1604 with our Stone Oak
1604.
chapter.
Right.
Be there or be square. A lot of good stuff going on there.
Right.
So let's do our networking topic for the week.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to spin it towards what we're doing today. Networking at Trader Village. So you go to a facility like this, Jen's always big on she can network anywhere. She's got stories about networking everywhere. They're great. So I'm going to kind of put her on a spot a little bit, and Ernie, you jump in too. A place like this, a little
Sure.
more maybe family oriented, a little different than your traditional networking environment. How would you network? Give our audience a little example when they're coming out of here. You know, what you
Wow.
would do.
No pressure, Jen.
None
Let's start.
whatsoever.
Let's start with the podcast. We have Heidi out here from Platinum Wealth Solutions that came to join us. So we'll be doing some networking when all this is said and done, as well as game day, Traders Village, some of the staff. So we can start with our networking that way by inviting people out just to join you, right? And Heidi took advantage of that. So we're gonna network her to death, but. Like Brian was saying earlier, when you're at a place like this and he brought all the corn mazes together in one area and you've got families and stuff. I know when we were here for the sunflowers, people did ask us to take pictures. People asked to take pictures with us. People asked us to help them through the maze. And they're wearing T-shirts and stuff with their brand logos because they popped in with their families and stuff. So you can always have a quick conversation and say, hey, I'm not trying to interrupt your fun time, but I see you work with so-and-so. Hey, let me just give you my card. We'll talk later. You know, the other part of it too is like he was saying, this particular venue is way above and beyond a flea market. And it really is. I mean, I was
True.
pleasantly surprised, you know, like we talked about the dinosaur guy. The people that came out with us on that event, he booked them to go and teach some kids at school about the different dinosaurs and the different vessels. So we had that opportunity there to chit chat with him a little bit on how we could help each other within the community. And then there's other opportunities with the vendors. There's businesses, right?
Yes.
They're all
Yes.
individual businesses that come together on the weekends here to sell their product. And they have high-end stuff going on here. I mean, we drove by and there's ATVs for sale, you know, and I mean, so that's almost like visiting a car dealership. You can come out here and they're nice name brand ATVs.
So I guess keep an open mind is key. here.
Absolutely.
Keep an open mind.
Absolutely.
Well, and then, Brian, how many vendors do y'all have out here? Close to 1,000. There
Wow.
are people, I mean, there are business owners and that
There
sort
ain't
of
an
thing.
opportunity there somewhere to meet somebody and get connected.
Then it's your own fault.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And hey,
I mean, it's your own fault.
Here's
put
one
it
for
bluntly.
you. When you come out here, do you have a business card on you?
There you go. That's key.
And do you have one right now? got
I-
one in my
I do
pocket.
in my purse over there.
You got to walk over there to get it. So
I
somebody-
do.
Okay.
But
I would
you
be able
know
to do
who I
business
am.
right
You
now.
already
You can't.
know
You got to
who
go
I
get
am.
it.
I don't need to give you a card.
But yeah, there's that opportunity as well when we're talking to the different vendors. But at the same time, and again, getting back to what they do that we don't see, the kids are out there riding the rides, and the adults are standing out. And you've got
right.
an opportunity to talk to other adults.
That's
and again,
very
do you have
true.
a business card on you? And when there's an opportunity presented to you to do business, can you do it? So this is a great place to network. You may not that's not your primary goal when you come out here. It's a family-oriented thing, but there are gonna be opportunities for you wherever you are. But really, in some place like this where you have this high volume of people and all those vendors out here, and then all the other adults with the families out there as well. So this is a great spot.
Well, and above and beyond that, he's got a huge pavilion where there's musicians that come out here and they're playing over the weekend, and they've got different festivals that come out. I know there was, what was it, the last time we were here, they had the bugs, the VW bugs were out here, and they're all car connoisseurs, right? And they're all sitting around showing off their car. Well, they're a captured audience because that car ain't moving. So you can find out who they are, what they are, how they are, talk to them, visit with
Absolutely.
them. So they really have a ton of opportunity out here. You just have to look at it in a different perspective. And everybody talks about the business cards because that is like my biggest pet peeve in networking, that you do not have business cards with you when you're in motion. So, you know, anywhere you go, you just don't know who you're going to run into. So you want to be prepared.
Have business cards with you all the time.
Yes,
Even
especially
though
if
she
you
doesn't
run
have
into
one on her
Jen.
right now.
I don't have it on me because I'm talking
my
right now.
pocket.
As soon as I start networking, I will have business cards. Ernie.
Okay, good suggestions, guys. I appreciate that.
We're always about 5 sentences away from an argument. So
Absolutely. And let me remind Ernie that there are pumpkins that are sitting in front of me. So these are really good, really good weapons. It is fall, Ernie. It is fall.
They have a handle and all.
Absolutely. Brian has us set up well. He already knew what we were in for.
All right, on that note, we'll end our show for this week. Thank you for joining us. Remember, we now have a website, businessconnectionssa.com. You can go there. We'll be posting these shows up there. You can contact me at michael@sabusinesscalendar.com. Please check the daily calendar to see what's going on, and so you don't miss any good business events. And how do they get in touch with you guys?
Obviously, the obvious, Jen at meltdownmediasa.com, or you can visit us on our website at businessassociationsa.com.
And Ernie at businessassociationsa.com to get in touch with me.
Oh, he joined
I
us!
think we have a last minute guest.
Absolutely.
Not have any fighting out here in the CORNy Maze.
What?
Not allowed. We're supposed to have fun. No chunking pumpkin.
The question is, do you have a business card?
I have a business card.
Perfect.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. Perfect.
Find me at the CORNy Maze.
There we go. Great photo op.
There you go. Come out
Thanks,
to the CORNy
Cornelius.
Maze.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me here at the CORNy Maze.
This has been a lot of fun, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
There we go.
That note, have an eventful week, guys.
Bye-bye.
So where are we going to be next week?
We are actually going to be at Kirby's Steakhouse at actually a different time too. So we'll be there at 4:30 with our podcast. So come out and join us.
Absolutely.